Hello friends, and welcome to Module 3 of the 590 course. I wanted to just take a quick walk through the module. This week we're going to look at factors that influence student success, which obviously is the whole point of teaching. So the first thing you'll do naturally is download that response sheet for Module 3, and that will walk you through the videos and readings. We'll start with the lecture. And there is a PowerPoint based on the lecture here, so the link to the lecture comes from Blackboard, but also there's a link here on the response sheet and some responses and questions you'll respond to there. Then you're going to read, there's 2 chapters taken for a book about student success. You'll skim those. You don't need to read them, but you'll skim through them, and I'm sure some things will be more interesting than other. But you will write a response to those. Then continue on looking at classroom practices and scaffolding and putting it all together. So that should be pretty straightforward. At the end, you're going to write a response in the Student Success blog, which is linked from the Module 3 folder. So make sure you post your response by next Tuesday, and you can comment to at least 2 other people's blogs by next Thursday. Then you can upload your document to the Dropbox here. So I wanted to also talk a little bit about some of the upcoming assignments. Looking ahead, the 5 elements presentation is due by next week. I want you to have it posted by next week. I'll talk about that in a minute. And your Lit Circle discussions need to get started. So you've all signed up for one of the books, and you will have your first discussion by the week of September 28th on WebEx, and you can record that and post the link. Or what you can do is have the discussion through WebEx or some other web share, take a screencast of it, and post the link for that. And then you'll have your second discussion, and I will talk a little bit about that assignment as well. So let's start taking a look at some of those assignments. So for the 5 elements of effective thinking, there's a description here. Basically, you've signed up for one of the elements: earth, fire, air, and water. And I will do the presentation on the quintessential element because that summarizes and puts it all together. So your group will choose a Web 2.0 tool, so a web-based tool that you can, each of you share, where each of you is creating some part of the presentation. So divide this up, decide who's going to be doing what, and I'd like it to be clear who did what part of the presentation. So what I mean by that, let's say you do it as a Prezi. Each one of you creates 2 slides. Just put your name on the slide so it's clear who created what. So make it obvious who did what, because there's nothing worse than a group project that one person does the whole thing. So you don't all have to be together to present, and it could be if some of you did more of the stuff and the one person created the presentation, uploaded it, linked it, you could work that out too. But just make it clear to me that who did what, and you can even post that in the blog where you post the link. So anyway, give us an overview of the element, sort of summarize the chapter. Now remember, we've all read it, so you don't have to, assume that we've read it. So do a quick overview, why it's significant to teaching, and then create some activity that we can do to respond and practice with and apply what we've learned about your particular element. So that will be due by next Thursday, September 21st. And for Module 4, we're all going to watch each other's presentations and comment on the presentation and on the activity. So if you open the folder, the only thing here is the link to the blog where you will post, one of you will post the link to your presentation so everybody else can view it. So that's the 5 elements assignment. And then I wanted to just take a look at the folder, the Lit Circle discussion group assignment. So here are the 4 books, one of which you signed up for. So if you have not ordered the book yet, make sure you get it. And most of them are available as ebooks as well as hard copies. So here's a video of the overview explaining the assignment, and this is Dr. Beltran that created that video. Here's the description in a Word document, which I used to have here, but went away somehow. So let's see if I can get it back. Let's circle assignment. There we go. So describing the purpose, and the idea here is that we had looked at learning theories, and now you're going to read a text related to teaching and identify which learning theories are most prominent and relevant to the book. So you're going to, after reading and discussing the book, part of your discussion could be a discussion about the learning theories, behaviorism, constructivism, social constructivism, etc., and consider, which is most relevant to your book. And then individually, you're going to write an 8 to 10 page paper, which includes a summary of the book and some of the issues addressed in the book, and then considering which learning theories are addressed, analyze the issues faced, and solutions related to the issues, all through the lens of the learning theories. There will be a cover page, an abstract, and reference pages, so those all count towards the page total, which means your actual amount of text is more like 5 pages with all that added stuff. So make sure it's APA format, and I think I have or will post a little review for APA format. So remember that late papers aren't accepted, so the due date here is, I think, that 3rd week. Let's see. Let's just scroll down to the calendar here. Lit Circle paper due on October 12th. So that should give you plenty of time to get going on that. In the meantime, I also wanted to point out that some of these other assignments also have descriptive videos that you can start looking at. Probably the next one you'd want to look at is the hot topic assignment. I have not updated dates, so if the video has due dates that are skewy, that's because they haven't been updated, but if you look at our syllabus, that will give you the due dates for this semester. So feel free to start taking a look at that too if you have not already done so. And of course, if you have any questions, feel free to contact me. Have a great week.